Paseka Letsatsi, good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday View on ENCA. Yeah, I'm sure you know this. It's not news that since the special grant was ended, people are saying, but continue, because it's been very helpful, added to whatever else has been giving as grants by that. We are now in May. I don't know if there's anything you know about the implementation of that extension.
Good afternoon, Braden, and good afternoon to the viewers as well. I think what we just want to make it clear is that the mandate of the South African Social Security Agency is to administer the distribution of social grants. And we get this mandate from the Constitution, and obviously whatever that we do in terms of the implementation, therefore comes from the department. And in this instance of 350, we got a mandate last year, which was subsequently extended this year to April. Braden, sorry about that, Braden. Unfortunately, Braden, what we had to do is to make sure that at the end of payment of social grant in terms of the mandate, which we got, we were left with no option but to make sure that we close out the report, we submit it to the minister, of which subsequently it will be submitted to cabinet.
Yeah, in terms of that report from Sassa, how many millions of people did Sassa receive applications for this special grant?
We can say, but then in terms of the budget, it was about 22 billion. But in terms of the numbers of people, it's just close. There might be an application of people which was just about 10 million, but those which were approved are just below 7 million.
Now that should tell us, sorry Mr. Letsatsi, yeah, that should tell us from your report that, I mean, you had 10 million applicants for the special grant and you ended up helping about 6 to 7 million of them. That tells you the need is there. It's big.
You are quite right, Braden. That is why it's important for the civil society and everybody who has got an interest in terms of the social development fraternity. They know in terms of which channels to engage. And I think the office of the department is always, open for them to be able to make that particular engagement. But unfortunately, the South African Social Security Agency, Braden, it's limited by the fact that our mandate is to administer the distribution of social grant. And of course, whatever that we are going to include in the report, it's some of the things that we might have picked up as to administering the distribution of social grant, especially 350.
Yeah, now we appreciate that you are the distributor, you administer, you don't make policies, you don't make regulations, you don't change laws and all of that. In administering, the last extra grant was paid now in April. We are in May. Are you preparing? How are you preparing? Because some people might still be hoping come the end of May that they'll get that 350 again. How is Sassa preparing to make sure that there's an understanding that that additional 350 is now gone for now?
Yeah, for now, Braden, we have a clear communication plan in terms of ensuring that we communicate with the public out there. But secondly, we might have closed at the end of April. However, what we need to make it very clear so that it's known to everybody is that we are not going to stop the payment until the last person is paid. We are going to make the payments in May, in June, because remember, in May in particular, remember there are people who might have appealed because they might have been declined because of one reason or the other. However, we can commit that we'll make a closeout report, and once we close the report, we'll do that when we are 100% sure that everybody.
So you still have some money. You still you have some money in the kitty related to the COVID-19 relief, that 350, that is still pending to be paid out, but it's not additional to that 22 million that you were given.
Definitely, Braden, is not an additional amount. It's basically what we still have. We have people who were approved, but who never came to get their money. We don't know the reason why. Some of them we tried to reach out to them. You might find that the person has changed the phone, or some people might have lost their phones and so on. But we are not going to close, Braden. This one we can assure the public that we are not going to make a closeout report until the last person who has appealed is paid. That's when we'll definitely be able to close the books of Sassa and say this is the report which must go to the minister, who then subsequently take it to cabinet.
How much money is left?
But then I can tell you that there might be some so far we have spent about 22 billion, which was actually given to us. When we calculated the numbers, we know that we might have about in the region of $1 billion that people
still outstanding. Okay, and that will remain with Sassa regardless what happens in the interim. You want to close out it properly, which is very good of you to think about it like that. And finally, if Minister Lindiwe Sisulu comes back with a good check from National Treasury, Tito Moyane is feeling good, is in a good mood. He said, fine, here's a check, take it back to Sassa, let's extend the COVID-19 relief fund. Your systems are always ready to administer and distribute efficiently.
Definitely, but then it's all systems go. If there has to be any directive that is given to us as an organization, we'll definitely make sure that we implement as the directive of government and for the directive of the minister.
Okay, Ntate Letsatsi, thank you very much for your time.